right, we are breaking away from this story now to bring you what looks like a high-speed pursuit of Rudabeh. It looks like a motorbike.
Yeah, this is in the Valley, Roscoe Boulevard and Canoga Avenue in Canoga Park. And you can see police chasing a person on a moped here, it looks like.
Southbound.
Going southbound.
Yes.
And at least the light's on. Not sure if the sirens are also on.
And you know, hard to ignore the officers behind you here. This driver must know that he is wanted and he's wanted to pull over. Don't know the one at this time. We're going to effort that in just a moment here. But this happening just a short time ago here in the Valley, the pursuit of this motorbike. We know we've seen in the past here when there are pursuits on motorbikes, usually these guys have a pretty good chance of getting away. But this seems to me like a smaller bike, Rudabeh. I'm not sure about that. Let's go up to Desmond Shaw. Des, you're up above. Can you fill us in?
Yep. Yeah, so they're calling this a stolen moped here, is where southbound on Canoga Avenue here, so in the Canoga Park area. We first heard about this near the Topanga Mall over by the Village. Victory and Topanga is where we heard this first. As I double in on the moped, looks like they got a little American flag down there. And, well, kind of festive for 4th of July anyway, but refusing to pull over for the police right now. It was pretty slow speeds, but now that we've got on this, they've definitely picked up a little bit, getting up to 50, 60 miles an hour. LAPD is actually already kind of hoping to potentially go into tracking mode if they can get a helicopter here, if they're not too busy, you know, somewhere else with everything else going on right now. On the night. Actually, yeah, my pilot Jeff letting me know that they may be coming through Van Nuys airspace right now. So they might actually be here shortly. And once they do, they may back off a little bit and go into tracking mode. Valerio at Deering now into kind of a little industrial area here in Canoga Park. So you saw LAPD cut onto the wrong side of the road to make sure that they stay on top of this person. But let's see what they do now as they're in this little neighborhood here. Obviously, when you're dealing with a little, you know, motorcycle moped like this one here, able to squeeze into some really tight spaces, stop quickly, go really quickly, and let's see if, you know, they try to take advantage of that and take any distance that they can get from the police and, you know, get off their bike and run or what. But, of course, the flip side of that, you are really putting yourself in danger. If somebody, you know, pulls out from a blind turn and you don't see that and you clip them, it is going to be a, you know, a really bad 4th of July holiday for you. So we'll see what LAPD's next move is going to be here as we just kind of zigzag around some streets here in Canoga Park, Juan and Rudabeh.
And Desmond, can you tell from SkyCal here, I'm trying to squint and look myself, is this a street legal moped? Does it have a little license plate on the back? Is this something that is okay to be on the road? I think so, yeah?
Yeah, I do. It looks like I do see a license plate there. So, and maybe that's, you know, how they know that it's stolen or what. But, you know, again, this is a moped, not a motorcycle. You know, so I think, you know, one of the distinctions, at least, I'm definitely not a two-wheeled aficionado, much more of the four-wheel kind, but, you know, cars I'm talking about. But that I think probably not legal on the freeway, certainly not very capable. This isn't one of those sport bikes that we see almost every night running from CHP in the Baldwin Park area that can instantly get up to 100 miles an hour or something. That's definitely not the case with this bike right here. Well, let's see where we're going here on Bassett Street. Could end up going into a dead end right here as we're right by the LA River, you can see right there. So, you know, when you get next to some of these geographic features, you can definitely run into some dead ends. There's also some areas where, you know, the washes where they end, but they can cross through like a pedestrian bridge that a moped might be able to kind of get into. Then look at that. We got some illegal fireworks coming into the shot as well. So happy 4th of July. And there's the spotlight from LAPD's helicopter. And so let's see if they're going to back off a little bit, give this person some space, because they're definitely endangering themselves right now more than anybody else, I would say.
And these are narrow streets, Desmond. We just saw those illegal fireworks going. That means families are outside, kids are outside in this area. And again, I was just mentioning the streets looked a little narrow in that area. So yeah, dangerous for the driver of the moped, dangerous for the people who are out enjoying the 4th, right?
Yeah, no doubt about it. Tons of people out here, and it's also that time of the evening where, well, as he pulls into a gas station and just kind of it looks like he's cutting the corner right there on the side rock right now. But yeah, Juan, we definitely have, you know, a lot of families out. A lot of people are getting out from festivities right now, maybe going home. You might even see some kind of unusual traffic in some areas as people begin to head home for the evening. But there's a big group of people right there as well. So yeah, tons of people out here. Maybe they were lighting off some fireworks, but I think we're going into a dead-end street right here. So let's see what the suspect does. And, you know, boy, LAPD right there, they want to get this guy. Oh, they're going to try to box him in, but he, no, he just took himself out. Oh, boy. Oh, he almost made that turn, but ended up taking himself out here, Independence and Van Owen Street, and they are taking him into custody here, swarming this guy. Just kind of clipped the fence there. He might have been able to get away and continue the pursuit, but like it's kind of almost a little self-pit maneuver there into the fence, and swarmed by officers, and just like that, this is over. And that's definitely what can happen when you're dealing with a two-wheeled vehicle like this.
Yeah, for a second, he almost got away, but this was a pretty good ending, don't you think?
It's an interesting one, and luckily none of these people he passed by, especially on this block where there were so many people gathered, you know, were affected by this or hurt by this.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, right on cue when Juan was talking about that, we start to see lots of groups of people out there. You know, the reality is there are a lot of people out on the street lighting fireworks right now. I was just showing you in my report, and any one of them could have gotten in the way, or this guy could have run over, you know, a Roman candle going off or anything like that could have happened. So, you know, I'm sure he's not very happy, and that might have been a little painful going down to the concrete there. But overall, a pretty good ending. No innocent people hurt. Doesn't look like he's going to be hurt too badly, and the suspect of this allegedly stolen moped is in handcuffs.
Yeah, we're watching the replay right now, Desmond, as it looked like there was just one officer behind in his patrol car. The rider of that moped hit that wrought iron fence there with cement posts, and officers were right there at the ready and brought him into custody. I think it took like 6 officers to get this guy into custody. Somebody who was wanted for allegedly stealing a moped, not only the moped, but apparently the helmet as well, because this driver was wearing a helmet.
Yeah, so it's come to an end now. An interesting one on this 4th of July.
Indeed.